What's up? I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notion, and this is Fame by the Flame with DJ Mez. So what's your story? I mean, you're DJing in the 916. How'd you get here?
So I moved here about 3 years ago from Washington State, a small place called Tri-Cities. And before I moved, that's actually when I started DJing.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So about 3 to 4 years
Okay.
of actually, somewhat DJing.
Yeah.
But yeah, once I moved here, I saw the nightlife here.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's a culture here in Sacramento.
Definitely.
Nightlife culture. There is art culture.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of different stuff. So it really made me motivated to want to go and play at certain venues, certain clubs, bars, things like that. So I tried getting out there and meeting people, and so now I'm a resident at a few different places here,
Sweet.
Different clubs here. So.
Where'd you start? Like, what was your first place that you DJ'd at in Sac?
Dive bar.
Dive bar. Okay,
Dive bar
so
was
with the
the
mermaids.
Yes, the mermaid tanks.
Entertaining the aquatic life over there, huh?
Right. Yeah. The first place I played at was Dive Bar, and it was on a Sunday night. The night was called Fame.
Yep.
That's when it all started, and that was the first place.
So how do you pick your songs then, like for your set? Is it just like pure intuition, or just how your mood that day?
Yeah, I mean sometimes my the mood kind of dictates what I'm what I'm gonna play, but for the most part it's based off the venue.
Okay.
Every venue wants different music, or they like to stick to a certain format.
Yeah.
But if we're at a club and I see people vibing to a certain song or a certain genre, I'll try to stick to that. And if it doesn't work, you move to something else.
Yeah, definitely the vibe of the crowd kind of dictates, I guess.
Definitely.
So if they're not dancing, you got to switch the song.
Yeah, you got to do something.
Yeah. Well, so going off that, then what inspires you to continue DJing? If it's you're trying to vibe with the crowd, but what personally do you get out of it?
Honestly, the good feeling is seeing people's reactions when you drop the hottest song, like a good song that everyone likes, or the newest song out that everyone's listening to, and you see people throw their hands up and they just start everyone's kind of had a couple drinks in them sometimes, or the bars or clubs, and so they're throwing their hands up and they're yelling and whatnot, and so it's nice to see that.
So energy creates energy then.
Exactly.
Cool. What is the feeling you get right before you go on?
It's tough to say. When I first started DJing, I was a little nervous playing at bigger places. Obviously just like anyone starting off something new, especially you're performing in front of someone. It's kind of nerve wracking. You're just like, I don't know if I should play this or whatnot. But I don't know. The feeling I get now is like, hey, let's try this, let's try that. New things. And
what's the confidence now that you have?
Yeah, I've built up a confidence, and I know which songs work, which songs, sometimes I like the songs. I know some people will like those songs too. There's some songs that I know for sure works with a lot of people. But now it's just like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's actually let loose,
Just go for it.
Yeah, exactly, go for it.
Well, so then what song would you say really moves you? Either, like by mind or body?
Well, that's tough to say. There's a lot of songs that do that. Right now, I would say the Calvin Harris song. It's called Slide.
Oh, yeah, I've heard it.
Frank Ocean and Migos. I like that one. That one's kind of more mellow. It's chill, but I definitely like that one. And then
any old favorites or classics?
Oh, that's tough to say too. I really like I'm a big fan of the 90s hip hop, and then also going on to like early 2000s hip hop.
I was gonna say, you're speaking my language there. Right? 90s baby.
Yeah, definitely. Anything 90s really, like hip hop. Even pop. Like just the other night I was playing. I did a little set. I did some NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
People were feeling it, so I kept with that, and then was also a big fan of 50 Cent. So
oh
early
my,
2000s,
okay,
so.
you're way too on point with my favorites. NSYNC, I love the boys.
Yeah.
Backstreet, NSYNC, and then 50 Cent by far is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
He got me introduced to hip hop, so
Yeah,
you know,
no,
broke that barrier.
It's funny you say that. I mean, that he kind of, it wasn't like the hip hop you hear now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sort of like, just sometimes a bit vulgar and
Mm-hmm.
you know whatever. But 50 Cent really, you know, kind of transitioned people like didn't really listen to hip hop. He made them listen to hip hop because at that time the music was good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, he had the grit and the groove combination, you know, the pop and the hip hop that brought a lot of people over that border, like
Exactly.
into listening to other artists. So
You'll be surprised at how many older people I see getting down to like Candy Shop.
yeah.
Candy Shop and In the Club is a big one. So yeah, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's cool to see the older crowd getting they're getting down to the 50 Cent stuff. So it's cool.
So where do you see yourself, you know, in 10 years? As you know, you said from your first beginnings to now, you've changed a lot. You've transitioned a lot as the artist, grown confident, changed your style up a little bit. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Not only, you know, in your musical profession, but in your personal life?
Well, 10 years.
We can start with 5 if that's a little too into the future.
Well, I mean, future-wise, you know, DJing wise, I would like to, you know, venture out and DJ at other states, other cities,
Okay,
other
cool.
bigger cities. Obviously, California it's a big destination for most DJs, and people would want to experience nightlife. I mean, you got Hollywood, you got San Diego, Gaslamp, you got San Francisco. So yeah, being able to venture out to San Diego, LA, Hollywood, that scene. Obviously, the ultimate is like Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, every DJ wants to DJ in Vegas.
Vegas Strip.
Yeah, so I mean, that would be, you know, a dream, I guess. That's where I'd like to see myself.
Yeah. Pool parties.
Yeah, pool parties would be great.
Pool parties in the summertime, you know, Vegas nightlife shows on winter, just all around season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like the nightlife. You know, sometimes I do like to hang out and not have to go out
Yeah.
all the time, but you know, that's the kind of industry I'm in.
Yeah,
so.
that is true. Now, not to single out any clubs, but which one has been your favorite to perform at?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I'm sure they all have their, you know, different nights, you know, make them special in each way. But I guess what I'm saying is, which one have you had the best fan feedback from?
Fan feedback from, I would say, probably. You know, I've had good feedback at a lot of different places, but I would say probably social.
Okay.
Yeah, there's.
They'd have found the best dance floor.
Yeah, and I mean I may or may not have something to do with that.
Oh, okay.
No, but yeah, they.
Well, you sure bring everyone to the dance floor. They
Right,
just.
right. Yeah, I've had some good feedback from people there. They, you know, the staff is, you know, good to work with, and a lot of the people that go there for me, they you know, they really like what I play. And just the, you know, the random people that come up and they're just like, they want to shake my hand, like, hey, you know, good stuff, man, and whatnot. And then, yeah, I mean, there's two different types of fans, I guess. You get the people that are just like, oh, you know, this guy's playing good music, and then you get the other person that's like, hey, this guy's transitions were really good, or this guy, like how he mixed this song, the other one was like on point. Like you get those different types. So when you get, you know, the people that are really actually listening,
The ones who have the good ear for it.
then, and I get feedback from them, that's when I feel good too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, from anyone, but yeah, I would say social.
Yeah.
I've had
Well, you seem to care a lot about your fans, so I'm sure that, you know, that feedback kind of helps you to perform better for them and also kind of know like where they're at and how they're vibing to your, you know, sound.
Yeah, it definitely motivates me. You know, it makes me feel good. I'm putting in work, and for people to, you know, appreciate that.
Yeah.
It feels good.
So going off of, you know, friends, and I know you still don't have a lot of downtime, but when you are hanging with your friends, you know, what would they say are like 3 words to describe you?
Oh.
For those of us who aren't lucky enough to be your friends.
Well, some of those words may not be appropriate for the camera. No, I don't know. I'd say, you know.
We can go up to rated PG-13 on this one, I think.
Okay. They would say I'm pretty chill, pretty down to earth, caring, I guess. I do, my close friends, we've never had issues. So, we always get along. I try and visit all my friends. I have friends in SoCal and still
in Washington,
in Washington State. They would say I'm, I guess, responsible too. They a lot of my friends always say responsible.
I'm surprised I've never heard that from a DJ before. Responsible.
Right, yeah.
Normally they're the ones, pushing the bottle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I try. Well, in that aspect, I try to keep it at a limit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get above the limit, but it happens.
Yeah. And then, some of your favorite things, what would you say is your favorite possession? Either like an actual object or, just a value that you feel is close to your heart.
Ooh, that's tough.
I didn't expect that one, huh? That got deep.
Yeah. Probably, my mom gave me a picture before I moved down here.
Okay.
She gave me a picture of me and my two older sisters.
No.
And
so you're the youngest.
I am the youngest.
Okay.
I'm the baby of the family. But yeah, it was me and my two older sisters, and it was my birthday actually, and I think I was turning 2.
Oh.
And I'm crying at my birthday. I'm at the table, the birthday cake's right there, and I'm just yelling, crying, and my sisters are behind me, just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
So I hold that one pretty dear to my heart, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just a funny picture, and then it's.
Well, sisters can make you cry, but they also make you laugh.
Yeah.
So they're good to have around. You said your family still lives up in Washington, right?
They do, yes. Yeah.
Now, do you have any, starter tips for people who are looking into getting into DJing or the music field?
Starter tips.
Not any secrets, but just
Oh yeah. Honestly, if people that are trying to or start DJing or get into the, like you said, music field, maybe make some music, things like that. Just start gaining more knowledge about what you can do and what you can learn. Go out if you want to DJ. Go out to the clubs, meet some DJs, maybe listen to what they're playing, how they're doing it. Maybe try to befriend one and see if he can teach you a couple things. As far as the actual music production thing side of it, that's a whole different ballgame too. Yeah. But on that one, it's just follow whatever you think sounds good, and try to get whatever equipment you think can help you. Do some research. Okay. You gotta do a lot of research. Look at videos on YouTube or online anywhere. Just try to, knowledge is power. So the more you learn, the more you can, apply whatever you're wanting to, produce and put out, and that'll get you, what you want to hear.
Yeah. Well, and I know that you hadn't started out in music. How did you kind of, who was your inspiration to kind of get into that? You said talk to people kind of get a lay of the land, do your research. How did you kind of start on that path? Who did you kind of look to when you first got into it?
So the music background, it goes back to when I was 13. I played the drums for 7 years.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so I played drums until I moved out of mom and dad's house, and I couldn't take the drums with me. Yeah. So
I'm surprised they let you keep the drums in the house.
Right.
Most parents aren't so forgiving.
Then I just picked up DJing randomly. I actually started off, because I saw EDM DJs. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. So I started doing that, but then now I gravitated more towards hip hop and open format music. But then once I moved to Sacramento, I tried, meeting different people, different DJs, and one of the, the people that have helped me get to this point, who I met first, was DJ Oasis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, DJ Oasis. He, I hit him up, and he he was nice enough to let me come play with him. He's a great DJ, and yeah, ever since then, he recognized how I played and what I played, and he could tell I put time and energy into it. So he gave me a good shot, and so ever since then, it's kind of just taken off from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know you said earlier that, especially in Sacramento, there's, a lively like arts culture and, kind of everyone, is involved with everyone. Is there kind of like a secret underground, like DJ, like Illuminati? Like, do you guys all like sit down and, spin records together or, talk about your tricks of the trade or?
Well, there is a Sacramento DJ Alliance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's just
bordering on
it's just a Facebook page, and pretty much all like the DJs in the local area. They don't have to be club DJs. They're like mobile DJs who do like weddings, things like that.
Okay.
But pretty much everyone, and they all help each other out. Like, oh, hey, my speaker broke. Can I borrow someone's?
Awesome.
And then some people are looking for gigs, things like that, and they're organizing like a little get together, like a barbecue out in like Discovery Park.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I guess underground.
Yeah.
No one really. What I notice is no one really wants to give out their best tricks and and tips because you want to
have to keep your edge.
Yeah, your edge. You want to be unique. You don't want to sound like the other guy too. So yeah. But for the most part, all the DJs are cool with each other.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everyone's cool.
Well, I know that it may be different in other areas, but SAC is pretty tight knit, so that's cool to see that everyone kind of helps each other out, or if you're aspiring DJ, that you can kind of get some mentoring or guidance in the direction of kind of getting to where you want to be.
Yeah.
All right, I have another question. What is your favorite animal?
Ooh.
And why?
And why? That's a good one. I have a few, but I watch Animal Planet quite a bit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, so all the like distinct breeds and all those ones.
Well, if you want to get specific.
Yeah, right.
I know it sounds pretty basic, but I would say a tiger.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And
now, Bengal or
Siberian.
Okay.
And only because, and I learned this a long time when I was younger, but I was always wondering who'd win in a fight out of a tiger and a lion.
Yeah.
And I always thought everyone thought it would be the lion because they're the king of the jungle. But science, they prove that
science and animal battle range.
Yeah, they prove that tigers are more powerful. Like their swipes more powerful, and they're actually a bigger cat.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they would beat a lion. So I was like, yes, I want
that one, the top of the top.
Yeah. So a tiger.
That's a good
Siberian tiger.
Siberian tiger, yes, to be specific. Thank you, Animal Planet. For those people who are just catching on to the cool of DJ Mez, where can they, what's your handle? How can they find you on social?
I'm very heavy on Instagram.
Okay.
So my handle on Instagram is @DJ_Mez, MEZ.
Okay.
So it's pretty simple. Just DJ_MEZ, Mez.
All right.
Yeah. And then
so remember that, you guys. @DJ_MEZ. Instagram, you said, right?
Yes,
That's where you most point at?
Yeah, that's the heaviest one. That's where I post my schedule, my calendar, to see where I'm going to play at. And, some pictures of just my, my nightlife.
Just what you're doing.
Yeah, just what I'm doing. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You can follow DJ Mez on Instagram. You can find more videos like this, Fame by the Flame, at Noelle's Notions. Until next time.